Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Access Channel Comics number 15 with your host, your boy, D Banks, Corey Banks, coming at you live. And in this business, as usual, it's a great day to be a superhero comic book or any type of entertainment fan. A lot going on in the business. And today, what we're going to discuss is two main characters that not having to do with each other, but still going to discuss them. DC's Superman and Marvel's Ghost Rider. That's right, two of the most well-known characters in their properties universe. Also, just to let you know, Orange is the New Black has returned on Netflix. Season 4 started streaming on yesterday. So all of you Orange is the New Black fans, you may want to catch up on that. I must admit, it's one of my guilty pleasures. I have followed Orange is the New Black. The popularity, I don't want to say it has gone way down on the below radar, but as shows do, is when they've been out for a couple of seasons, popularity wanes just a little bit. That one kind of got quiet on the forefront, but it's really picking up steam again. So I say shows like that and The Walking Dead are very highly successful, very popular for a reason. They're both very great shows. As you know, Walking Dead, that's a subject for another time, but returns back in October. Can't wait till that gets closer. Can do some reviews for that. But once again, Orange is the New Black, Season 4 on Netflix, streaming now. It started yesterday, so catch up on that. Now, on to Superman. As you know, news broke this week, a couple of days ago, that the new Superman has been cast for Supergirl's television show on the CW. He will appear fully in the first 2 episodes of the season. He will be played by MTV's Teen Wolf show's Tyler Hoechlin, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I admit I don't know a lot about the guy, but I was reading something on him. I really like the casting of it. He has the look. We'll see if he's able to portray Superman in a great way. I want him to turn out to be very well done. They got some big plans for him, and it's great. I honestly didn't think we'll be seeing Superman anytime soon, but someone made a lot of sense the other day when they said, I heard, they can only dance around that for so long. Now, when it comes to DC Comics and all of comic books, we all know that Batman and Superman are the two biggest superheroes out there. And Warner Brothers had those off limits to use since those are movie properties and those are so huge A-listers. But I'm glad they're bringing him to Supergirl's TV show. He's a huge part of Supergirl's mythology. They could have kept doing the scenes where, he held his hand out and they couldn't see his face, but I feel like that would have played out, got old after a while. So it's going to be very big what type of capacity this Superman will have in the CW verse of the DC television universe. With the big crossover events, will he return for those? I'm hoping that he does. I would love to see him interact with the Flash, with Green Arrow, so many of his fellow Justice League team members and Justice Society team members, because keep in mind also, Superman also has been part of the Justice Society and everything, and Our Man showed up at the end of Legends of Tomorrow toward the end of the season. So it's so many great big things coming. DC is killing it on the CW. And this is not to start a flame war, start a rivalry. They are really topping Marvel when it comes to TV. Just like Marvel's topped them in movies, they're topping Marvel when it comes to TV. It can get to a neck-and-neck race. To me, it's about friendly competition. And I just want to see all these properties do well, whether it's for DC, whether it's for Marvel, whatever. I'm a huge fan of it all, but I just love what's going on DC. Many of these characters are coming. These multiverses, and they're getting things on track. So there's a lot to look forward to, because you got to keep in mind with Jay Garrick now being a whole back, the real Jay Garrick, the John Ship portrays, they got some plans for him also, him returning. They got Justice Society members popping up all over the place. Keep in mind, one of the first Justice Society members we saw was on Arrow in season 3, Wildcat. And you got a lot of different ones popping up all over the place, which is a great thing. So I look so very forward to see what they do with this. What is your thoughts about the new casting of Superman? I know a lot of you wanted Tom Welling cast. I did also, but as a realistic looking into the thing, I had a feeling that was not going to happen. Right now, Tyler Hoechlin may be a little bit hotter right now. Tom Welling hasn't been around in kind of a minute, and that's not to say Tom Welling is hot. He's terrific. He could come back and do that, and it's also not to say he can't go on Supergirl. He could play another role in another capacity. Who knows? It would be pretty cool, I think, if they showed a glimpse in the future, he's an older Superman. Because Superman had kind of the grayed out look from Kingdom Come. Sometimes he was with Justice Society. So what if that would happen? But I think he will make some type of appearance in the future. Also, Tom Welling is becoming busy with other projects also. Plus, I just feel like they wanted a fresh new face, and there's nothing wrong with that. And this guy has the look of a younger Superman, and we'll see how it comes out. But once again, Tyler Clocklin, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, he is the new Superman, the new Kal-El from Krypton, Clark Kent. And so I can't wait to see how this unfolds. And just to see DC Television Universe still unfolding very well, it's a beautiful thing. And so I say keep it up. A lot of great things going on now with DC, with the rebirth and everything like that. They're like the Rockefeller of the entertainment business comic book world. You got the DC Cinematic Universe still popping because it's getting really hot again to talk about that again. Now, we all know the stuff that Batman v Superman went through, but a lot of people was really looking for the Ultimate Cut, which releases on Blu-ray and DVD on July 19th, if I'm not mistaken. On demand digitally, it's going to be available towards the end of this month. But I definitely going to get that Ultimate Cut, put it in my DC Comics collection, my comic book film collection. I definitely want to see it. It was great seeing the new DC logo already printed on the box. It had Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and it had the DC logo there with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Suicide Squad is getting back even harder to talk about because that's not too far away, really. It's in August. June is winding down, and a lot is weighing on Suicide Squad. So, really want this movie to do well. You should want it to do well, keep these movies going. And then, of course, filming has wrapped on principal photography on Wonder Woman. They're getting that ready for next summer on July 2nd, 2017. They're filming the Justice League right now, the simply titled movie called Justice League. I love that they just called it that title. And that's coming out in November of 2017. So a lot of great stuff to look forward to in the DC universe. The comic books themselves, the television shows, the movies. Also, keep in mind the video games. Like in October, the new Batman video game coming out. And so you can catch trailers on that right now. Also, the Injustice 2 coming out next year. You can catch like teaser trailer on that. So much wonderful stuff to look forward to. So I definitely want to see Tyler Clocklin knock it out of the ballpark as Superman. I feel like we already got a great Superman with Henry Cavill. We'll see more of his acting chops in the Ultimate Cut of Batman v Superman. But now it's getting to the point of Tyler Clocklin's turn at the bat, and so I look very forward to that. So let's move on to another character, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider with Marvel. Ghost Rider has been over at Sony, same where Spider-Man was. Now, Ghost Rider is not as popular as Spider-Man, but Ghost Rider is a popular character. A lot of people got to know more about Ghost Rider in 2007 when Nicolas Cage starred at him as in the Ghost Rider film. The first Ghost Rider film was okay. It did okay. Then it did Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Wasn't received as all that well. Those movies, I didn't really, and a lot of people, we can't really expect them to do certain things like maybe a Spider-Man movie would do. But at the same time, personally, I like the first Ghost Rider. It's playing behind me right now. I liked it way better than Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. But now Ghost Rider is becoming a topic again because Marvel did, it's one of those characters Marvel did get the rights back to. It's one of Marvel Knights, actually. They did get the rights back to Ghost Rider, Blade, a lot of those characters like those. Daredevil, of course. You see the hit television show with Daredevil. Some people wonder, will Ghost Rider be a movie again? I think maybe one day later on in the future it could be. But I think Ghost Rider, really right now, will be best at Netflix. I don't think necessarily he has to be with Daredevil and them. That would be great to see. But I would like to see them take Ghost Rider and have his own television show, but do it kind of differently. See, with Daredevil, they're building up, similar to what in the movies with Iron Man that was building up to with the Avengers. Daredevil, they brought the Punisher in now. They're building up towards the Defenders, which is great. I can't wait to see that. But I want Ghost Rider to be something different. He's existing kind of in his own world, but you do see other Marvel characters guest star on his show. Maybe get Marvel characters who won't see the light of day on the big screen anytime soon, or the light of day guest starring on Daredevil or with the Defenders. Let them do guest star appearances on Ghost Rider, whether it's one appearance ever or they come back in recurring roles. But the recurring roles not to be overdone too much. let it be, all right, which star is going to guest star there this week? And sometimes maybe take a break from a guest star bender. That's kind of like when we still watch some of the old great cartoons. Of course, back in the days of Batman animated series, which with Batman animated series, just mainly Batman's world in the DC universe, but it was kind of like Christopher Nolan's Batman. You didn't see any other superheroes. It was just Batman. But then you remember Green Arrow's villain Vertigo guest starred on Batman animated series, so showing let you know there was a DC universe out there. But then when it came to Superman animated series, you started having guest stars in there like the Flash. You had Batman later on. When you had some of the, also Aquaman and some of these other great characters that built towards Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. But then you remember some of the old Marvel cartoons like The Incredible Hulk back in the 90s. Everybody remember X-Men in the 90s. That was mainly X-Men. But Spider-Man animated series had other guest stars up there sometimes. And like the X-Men and them later on. You had different guest stars. But on the Incredible Hulk series, I remember Ghost Rider guest starred up there, and you had different guest stars come in and come out. That's how I would like to see Ghost Rider done. Maybe, for example, I'm not necessarily sure, but if Marvel has all the rights to Moon Knight, see Moon Knight guest star there, or another hero guest star there the next week after Moon Knight. Moon Knight's had his part of there, then another guest star, then another guest star. It'd be great to see some other Marvel characters who may not be on the big screen anytime soon, and just ones who'll be a good fit in Ghost Rider's world. I would love to see that, It'd be like, wow, who's guest starring this week? And then sometimes you can take a break and say, no one's up there this week. It's just Ghost Rider. I would love to see that, and I think that would work very well on Netflix. I know Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. Of course, many of you play Daryl, huge fan favorite. He's interested in playing Ghost Rider. Where do I think that will land? I don't think that's necessarily going to happen. Most time when actors campaign and want to be this, it doesn't turn out that way. Now, I'm not counting it totally out. I think Norman Reedus will make a cool Ghost Rider. I don't know which one they would have him play, Johnny Blaze or some of the other alter egos. Don't know. Johnny Blaze is really the most famous one. You got Carter Slade from way back and some of the other ones. But maybe it would be a cool take to do a different one from Johnny Blaze, maybe. But I like the Johnny Blaze character. But Norman Reedus has voiced the Punisher before, one of the animated movies of Iron Man. And Norman Reedus could pull it off, but they may go with another type of actor. I think with Ghost Rider, his show would be a good fit, kind of like how Preacher is on AMC. If you're going to have Ghost Rider with a television show, Netflix, I think, would be my first choice to put it on. AMC is another good choice. They're doing good with comic book properties such as The Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead, of course now Preacher, which is with Vertigo DC Comics. Also HBO or something like that would be real good for Ghost Rider. So that's how I kind of wish Constantine would have transitioned to, in a sense. But what do you think about Ghost Rider becoming a television show on Netflix or something like that, and having different guest star appearances from other Marvel characters who may not see the light of day on the movies or on a Daredevil series just yet? That would be just something such great to do, something different. Ghost Rider is a very unique world, so I would love to see much of that happen. So it's a lot. Anything can happen. Anything is game. So just keep that in mind. So those are some of the things that I wanted to review over and talk about there today. There is so much going on, so much wonderful things. So those are some of the many things. Sometimes I wonder where the characters lie. I'm going to have to do some research on this for characters like the Sentry with Marvel. I know Marvel is building up the Netflix towards the Defenders, but for example, characters like Sentry, those rights are there with Marvel Studios, and if they are, does Marvel Studios have maybe in Phase 5 plans for guys like Sentry? Because keep in mind, they're going cosmic after a while, so that could be something they could fit in. Sentry is a character, for many who may not know who he is, he's mainly a Superman inspired character, a pattern after Superman. He's in those links. You got characters like Shazam, Supreme. Sentry is one of those characters inspired by Superman. Very powerful. When Planet Hulk happened, it had to be him in a way to take down the Hulk. When the Hulk was just stomping the ground and cracked the earth in half, Sentry had to come. So yeah, that's a very interesting character. You got Moon Knight. Who holds the rights to these characters? Do Marvel Studios got the rights to them, or is it like the Incredible Hulk with Namor? The Incredible Hulk, what many of you may not know, and many of you may know, Incredible Hulk is not owned exclusively by Marvel Studios. What happened with Spider-Man, the news broke is huge that Marvel made a waiver with Sony, which was Smart by Sony to do, because they needed Marvel Studios' help with Spider-Man. And that's how Spider-Man was able to appear in Captain America Civil War. So Sony agreed to work with Marvel on that. Very important. So that's a long time ago, even though it's not as big of a story. Universal has the rights to the Incredible Hulk. They made that deal. That's how the Hulk got to appear in the Avengers movies, which I'm glad it did. He did, and stuff like that. He's in that Marvel Cinematic Universe. Lately, Neymar, same thing. Neymar has gotten to that. I'm not saying a Neymar film is going to come out anytime soon, but he may play in a part coming up in the Infinity Wars or something like that. I would love to see them do a throwback movie, bring it to modern day with the Howling Commandos. Because keep in mind, he teamed up with Captain America and Bucky and all them back in the day, the Human Torch. So that would be a fantastic way to bring Neymar into the fold. So that's the great thing. And I just really love how Marvel always works out great things, of course, for the fans, but of course to make money also. That's what they have to do. That's important. But they bring these characters. They're not making any excuses yet. Like, yeah, we may not have the rights to these characters, but now you start to see anything's possible. You've seen studios open up and work with each other. You're seeing how Sony was like, hey, it was nothing wrong with Sony did. Sony saw that Spider-Man was in need of help. Because if Sony would have kept on the track of keeping Spider-Man just like his solo verse and making more movies like they made Spider-Man 2, after a while, one of my most beloved superheroes, his movies would have got worse. But it's a good thing they're welcoming that opening helping hand from Marvel Studios. And I think that's a great thing. That's why I was saying, hey, with Warner Brothers, I think they're on the right track. Keep your stuff moving and learn from the mistakes you made with Batman v Superman, but you really don't have excuse. You got all of your superheroes under one roof. Warner Brothers. You got the rights. Make tons of great films. If Marvel's doing it and they got their independent studio, which now is owned by Disney, and even bring these other characters, you can do it too. So that's the great thing about it. Back in the day, we were kids, we didn't know a lot of this, and it was different. You could use all these different characters. That's why we got to see them on the same cartoon shows, and sometimes still do, but later on, contracts and copyright laws, and you got to get the rights to use these characters. That's how it is. But now it's good to see the light of day happen with these characters. So I would like to know what a lot of you think. You can put your comments at the bottom about it. Also, click the subscribe button. If you happen to like this video and want to keep these videos coming, make sure to click that. Also, check out and follow me on Twitter. I have the Twitter link a little bit below. Also, something I started new on Facebook. It's a public welcoming. It is called Access Channel Comics Unlimited, where it is a comic book entertainment forum. We post cool pictures up there, and it's got a lot of stuff of what ifs. Like a starting 5 lineup. What if the superhero dream team, Superman, Shazam, Thor, Sentry, and Icon? What if all of them was on the same squad? You have different battles, stuff like that coming up, different team ups. So tune into that. Go on Facebook. You can click in and want to join, and you get approved to join in those conversations and everything. It's a great thing. So many great things, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to wrap it up. Remember, Access Channel Comics says this: there are many, there are few, but there are none like you. Thank you for welcoming me into your home or wherever you're on your journeys today, and watching the video. Once again, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Access Channel Comics. Peace.